Okay, today we're showing you how to remove the PPF from an ND Mx5. We're changing the rear cradle on this car. It had a hit in the back, so it's broken off one of the mountings off the rear cradle for the rear suspension. NDs, I don't know if anyone's noticed, are very flimsy in the way they've been built. I guess that was the idea of reducing all the weight. So anyway, so I've propped up the gearbox so it doesn't drop down. Basically I've already loosened off these bolts, save all the noise and the drama. So there's two here, there's two up the top there. This is a 6-speed manual 2021 model ND. Now the diff will drop a bit. Also, you can see up here, two more nuts that you take off, two more nuts that you take off. Let's put these over here. And there's also a locating bolt, 14mm. Take that off. You really need to take the exhaust off when you're doing this job because it's definitely gets in the way. So he's coming off now. As you can see, the studs that come out of the diff have got a bit of a shank on them, and the PPF is actually a press fit onto those. So once you undo all the 4 bolts, you have to actually get in here with a chisel or a pry bar or something and pry the PPF down. I use like a sharpened screwdriver, a sharp chisel. So that took a little bit of effort to actually get off, because it's it gets a little bit hard. If you don't know what you're doing, it's a bit hard to work out how it's actually attached. So here we go. Take off the last of the bolts, and that's it. So as you can see the shank on the studs, and that's where it presses into the PPF. So quite basic. Once again, compared to earlier model MX5s, it's quite lightweight the way it's built. And I don't know if you can tell, but if you want to change a diff on a ND, you actually have to drop the whole rear cradle. We'll get around to that a little bit later. I'll do another video on dropping the rear cradle. And so there's the PPF. I'll probably get around to doing a gearbox one as well. Here's the, so it turns out on an ND you actually have to remove the exhaust to get at the bolts and to actually put it off the back of the engine. You actually have to remove the exhaust manifold. Luckily on an ND it's not a terrible job, but so that's it. As you can see, the thing looks brand new. It's only done less than 3,000 kilometers. Unfortunately got a hit in the rear. So that's the ND PPF.